Okay, hi everyone. I am Chef Susie and welcome to orientation. And I am one of the chef mentors here at the school, and I want to welcome you to orientation. And I'm typically in the baking and pastry program and the baking portion of the culinary program. And you're also going to see me as your instructor in the externship program, in the externship course when you're finished with your studies. So I've been at the school here since we launched the very first baking and pastry program, and I'm happy to be here, and we do some exciting things, and I'm happy that you're all here too. And I am outside of Chicago, in the suburbs of Chicago, and it's a hot and humid summer day here with not much sunshine at all. And I am I am married to a chef, a little bit about me, and I've worked in the industry my whole life. It's all that I've ever done. I've never been a job changer. I kind of found my craft and I really enjoy it. Before I was at the school, I was executive pastry chef at Chicago Hilton, and before then I was with Club Corporation of America at the very swanky Metropolitan Club in the Sears Tower for a very long time. I think that was one of my favorite positions there. And I think that I liked it so much because it had repeat membership. We had the same people coming in all the time since we weren't open to the public, and you kind of get to know people a little bit more. And before that, I was with Hilton before that. So I kind of rejoined Hilton after I was at the Metropolitan Club. And I'm married to a chef, and I have a dog. His name is Blue, and he sometimes snores during the live sessions. I was talking about that earlier, and I'm telling you, like a Kodiak bear. So if you hear that, you know what that is. And I'll try to quiet him up, but I can't help it when Blue snores. He just is sound asleep sometimes. But it's great to be here with all of you. And I have a few chefs that I want to introduce to you guys. And then what we'll do is we'll just kind of, we'll go around and say hello and maybe, say something how about what you like to make or what you like to do. And like I said, I'm a pastry chef. This time of year, I like gardening. I'm a big gardener, and I picked some giant zucchini out of my garden today. I was a little bit busy. We had a lot of rain, and I didn't notice they had gotten so large. So I have them in the kitchen now. So I think I'm going to make some fried zucchini and some zucchini bread with my zucchini, because that's kind of what I have a taste for. So I kind of cook whatever I have a taste for, and I can always rummage around my kitchen and find something to do. And we have another chef with us. His name is Chef Ryan, and he's a mentor at the school. So I want everyone to meet Chef Ryan.
Hi, everyone. So like she said, my name is Chef Ryan Hodris. I'm coming to you from right outside Tampa, Florida in Land O'Lakes, completely unrelated to the butter company. But we're actually in the midst of a thunderstorm right now, and it's freaking my dog Archer out. So if you see my backdrop sort of like fluttering in the background, it's not a ghost. It's just him trying to get closer to me because he is scared out of his mind at the moment. After I sort of got out of college, I joined the Navy, and I was in for about 6 years working as a translator out in Hawaii. It was a lot of office work that I got really, really tired of. So when I got out of the Navy, I went to Escoffier Ground over in Boulder, Colorado, and I got in baking and pastry and in culinary. So I worked sort of like both sides of the fence. Since I graduated there, I've been working a lot in food writing. I did that for about 1.5 years. I do a lot of like culinary mercenary work, which is like when chefs that I know need an extra set of hands, they bring me on board to sort of like smooth things along, get things moving. And then a lot of like personal chefing and like small catering events, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's talking about stuff that we like to do. I'm kind of a gym rat. I spend most of my time when I'm not at work at the gym. So I'm also interested sort of like in fitness cooking. I'm always reading sort of like blogs, things that you could do in order to do up your protein intake, essentially. So if anybody has any pointers, I'm all ears. But in addition to that, I'm also one of the mentors. Right now, I'm working in the intro culinary class, CA 102. But I've mentored for just about every class that we offer. So if you have questions and I'm not your mentor, you can, feel free to send me a message. And if I don't have the answer, I'll probably be able to find the person who does. That's one thing that you're probably going to get tired of hearing over the course of this orientation, is that if you have questions, don't feel like you're bothering us. Reach out to literally anyone on staff with your questions. That's our job, is to answer any questions or concerns that you have. So send us an email, send us a text message, give us a call. Anything that you need, send it our way. You know what I mean? Even if it's like, oh, this is probably a silly question because of course I should know this. That doesn't matter. Send it our way. We've heard any question you can imagine. There's no such thing as a silly question, especially if you don't know the answer. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's please stay in contact. Anytime that there's any issue that you think is going to stop you from turning in an assignment, that's your cue to call us immediately. You know what I mean? Because we're here to make sure that you succeed. You're on mute, Chef Susie.
Okay, sorry about that. Blue was starting to snore again, so I muted myself. But knowing that, I have a picture in my mind that's perfectly clear. Chef Susie eating fried zucchini and Chef Ryan working out. I don't know. I kind of like my end a little bit better, but I think I should be on your end a little bit more. But thank you, Ryan, and thanks for pointing out, asking questions, so important. We won't know what you need until you reach out to us, so please just let us know whatever it is. If you're not understanding something, or if you feel like you're falling behind for some reason, just let us know what's going on, and we can help you through everything. And we are here to help you succeed. We want you to succeed. We're welcoming you into the Escoffier family, so we want you to have a great experience here, and we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that you have a great experience, you enjoy yourself, you meet a lot of great people, and you learn a lot too. So speaking of questions, we have a very, very special group of people here at Escoffier called the Escoffier Elite. And the Elite is a group of students that are here for you, and they can help guide you and mentor you and ask you some answer questions that you have and share their experiences with you. And there's students here, and in Kevin's case, he's a recent graduate of Escoffier. So I want to introduce our two members of the Escoffier Elite. We have Jen and Kevin. I'm gonna let Jen say hi, and then maybe Jen can pass the baton to Kevin.
Hi everyone, my name is Jen. I've been with Escoffier since I started in January. I'm in the tongue-tied here, pastry and baking class. I am getting started on the bread block now, so you will have a lot of fun. I agree, ask all questions. I'm here, I'm usually available till 10 o'clock at night. I'll put my information in the chat. Don't hesitate to give me a call or text me or even email, because I'm right there. And make sure, the only thing I can stress the most is your live sessions. Please get involved in them. You will get more out of them the more you interact with your classmates, because you may have a question and someone else may have that same question, but if neither one of you speak up to ask out, nobody's going to get the answer. I walk away with a lot more after my live sessions than if I have to go back and watch the archive, just simply because if I have a question with something Chef Susie said or something Chef Ann said, or, you know, Chef Tom or anybody that I've had, I can ask that question and then we can have more of a conversation. So I wish you all the best of luck. And again, I'll put my information in the chat. And if you need me, don't hesitate. I'm here. With that, Kevin, it's yours.
My name is Kevin Stradley. Like Chef Susan said, I just finished my externship.
Oh, Kevin, I'm not hearing you. Yeah, you're a little muffled.
You hear me?
Better.
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 Like Chef Susie said, I just finished my externship. I got hired on at my externship site. I'm the AM sous chef now. A little bit of background on me. I was a firefighter for 15 years, and I got medically retired. I'm only 44 and I had to have my knees replaced, so you can't run around and crawl into burning buildings with your fake knees. So I've always had that love for cooking. I found the Escoffier. I just didn't have time to go to a ground school for it. And Escoffier hit every need that I needed to get to where I'm at now. So the school's great. Just like Jen was saying, I'll put my info in the chat box as well. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out. I've had a couple students doing different classes. They'll share their link in their Google folder, which you'll get into later. But for me to review, to give any insights or maybe suggestions on what they should have done or what they shouldn't have done, I'm more than happy to give you guys feedback. And I'm here all the time. I work, like I said, I work in the morning. I work 8 to 4, 6 o'clock at the latest in the afternoon, and then I'm home with my family. So I'm here for you.
Thanks, Kevin. And keep your elite in mind for any questions that you have that you'd like to ask a former student. Officially, you're going to meet the entire elite on week 6. So be sure that you're attending these live sessions, as Chef mentioned, in orientation, and when you start your classes too. You're going to find some very valuable information, and you'll learn from questions that are asked as well. So you're going to have 6 weeks of orientation. Week 6, you're going to meet the elite officially, the whole team, and then you're also going to meet the Escoffier team on week 5. We'll all be there. You'll have technical support. Every one of the chefs are going to be there, and the financial department will be there as well. So it's a great opportunity to meet everyone, all of us in one place, and career services will be there as well. So Kevin mentioned that he just finished up with his externship, and although your externship is 13 weeks away, 13 months away, it's never too early to start thinking about that. If you have any questions on externship, be sure to contact career services, but that will be here before you know it, and you really want to give that some thought and think of a place that you would like to have your externship that's going to most benefit you. And like I said, career services can help you with that, give you some guidance, and answer any questions. And I do see a hand raised. Is it Ameryl? Is that how you say your name? Okay, we have a question. And are you muted? Let's check. Okay, we have a question from.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, my question is, I'm a home cook.
Okay.
I'm trying to see what I would get out of this because I want to be a personal chef, though. What it would be my first step as far as taking the classes after that?
To become a personal chef?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking that maybe you want to work for a family. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yes. Anybody
Okay.
that can't.
Okay. Yeah. What you're going to want to do is once you finish the program, you can, kind of start forming your own business, and you're going to learn about business in your business classes. But keep in mind, especially with your externship too, it's never too early to start working or start looking at places for your externship. So if you maybe know, if there's someone in your area that's doing like private homework, you might want to try to work with them to learn the business a little bit. And I know that some students before have worked at places like the governor's mansion and done private parties on a smaller level in like a larger home like that. So start looking at places in your area. Are you planning on staying where you live right now?
Oh, I plan on going back home to Chicago.
Okay, well, you'll want to look in the area where you're going to be living. And like I said, it's never too early to start working or start looking for your externship. So you don't have to wait until you're finished with the program to start pursuing some of your career goals. And you'll learn about developing business in your business classes. And does that help you a little bit?
Yes, it does. And also, I dib and dabble with Pamper Chef.
Ah, okay. That's good. That's great experience too. You may want to look into catering as well, because oftentimes catering will do house parties, and that'll give you kind of a little bit of a feel for that. But I think that it's a great field to get into, being a personal chef. It's really limitless what you could do. I mean, people are, you know, as you see, like on reality shows on TV, there's chefs on yachts and there's chefs in homes. So I think it's a great business, and it's very personable because you really get to know the family that you work for.
Right, exactly. I do like that.
Yeah, and then you can kind of, you know, conform to their special needs. There is a chef at the school here, Chef Tom. He's in the baking and pastry program, but I'm sure that he would be happy to help you. He has personal chef experience, so I would reach out to Chef Tom, and maybe he can give you some tips on how he got started in that industry. And Jen mentioned that she's starting her bread class. And Chef Tom also has a bread guild, and he is a great fermenter. He is the king of bread. So I recommend the Bread Guild if you're interested in breads. And Chef Tom is just wonderful, and he's a fabulous pastry chef, and he's full of so much information.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
you answered my question pretty much well, but I still would like to be informed more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, reach out to Chef Tom. I think he could help you a lot.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's say our hellos a little bit. So I think I'm going to call on some of you, and we're going to call on Jennifer first. She's the first one on my screen. I know you already said a little bit of a hello to us, so maybe you can say hi again for everyone who wasn't here.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I go by Jenna though, so you know. I actually got started in the restaurant business when I was 18 years old, and I had a personal chef take me aside and teach me some things, and from there my interest just grew. I've been around to many different restaurants and whatnot, and right now I'm really excited about my new idea, which I think is the best idea. I want to create competition for medieval times. In Illinois, it's a big restaurant that has jousting and everything in there, but the food is fantastic as well. And it's just the whole experience. So my thought was to just create something along the line of Renaissance Fair meets restaurant and showcase, you know, local college theater and other theater programs. So this has me really excited to get started.
Great, good. Sounds like a great plan. Thanks for sharing that with us. And please, you know, as you go through the program, let us know how you're progressing with your business. We'd really like to.
Definitely I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I see Christine is next on my screen. You want to say hi, Christine? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I was wondering, I had to figure out how to unmute myself there. I was panicking. Yes, my name's Christine Bunke. I live in Fishkill, New York, and the reason I'm joining the program is, well, I've always been interested in cooking and baking, but I recently, I'm really interested in healthy eating and preparing healthy foods for myself and maybe for others in the future if I start a business. I lost 200 pounds, and I find that I have more control over my eating if I cook for myself. So I just really want to learn more about preparing healthy foods and potentially have a second career in this industry.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, Christine. It's interesting that you mentioned that preparing your own food, you know what's going into the food, and you know how fresh the food is and when it's been made too. So I think that's a great idea. And I know that I mentioned this a lot of times to people that are in restaurants or in catering, and making everything yourself is really the way to go if you can, because whether you're doing it on a small level or a larger level, you know how fresh those ingredients are, and you know what's in your food and if there are any preservatives or not. So it's a great way to ensure that things are fresh and, as you mentioned, healthy. So thanks for sharing your story with us, Christine. We're happy you're here.
Thanks.
Okay, so who do we have up next? How about Chris? We've got a Chris now. Hi, Chris.
Hello. It's Chris Goebel. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I love cooking at home. I love cooking for my family. I don't really have current plans to pursue cooking in any way, really, to be honest with you. Right now, I mean, I've always liked the idea of having a food truck, but I'm really just doing it for myself for right now. I just love creating things, and I love doing things for my family, and just seeing other people happy whenever I cook. That's what I like. So I work for AT&T. I do installations for internet and cable and stuff like that. So I mean, it's a very good job. It's a very good career. So I don't know if I'll ever change, but at least I'll have this if I do. I'll be using the GI Bill, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty excited. I'm ready for next month. August 16th will be my first day. So yeah.
Wonderful. Great. We're happy you're here. And
Thank you.
sounds like a good plan. You're following your passion a little bit. You're not sure what you want to do. And we hear that a lot. And you're going to meet a lot of great people with a lot of similar interest. And just keep in mind, you're going to be here for 13 months. You're going to be making some lifelong friends and a little bit of networking too. So if everyone keeps in touch with each other, you guys can help each other along the way. I've been keeping in touch with people that I've worked with for years, and you may get like a little job here, a little job there, something on the side, right? And just to follow your passion a little bit while you keep your steady job. So
Absolutely.
it's a good plan. Well, thanks a lot. All right, let's move on to, how about Mario? You're next on the screen here. Hey, Mario, you want to say hi? Oh. Maybe later. Can you hear us, Mario? All right, we'll come back to Mario. You can just kind of jump on in if you have something to say. Okay, so the next on my screen, I don't need to mess up your name, but is it Aquila? Aquila James? Can you hear us? I'm not muted, am I?
No, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's move on. How about Tali? Can you hear us? All right. Okay, guys, I'm just going on down the line here. Anyone want to say hello? Just jump in.
Chef Susie, does everybody know that the mute, how to work the mute?
Yeah. If you see that your mic has a red line through it, you can just go to your left-hand corner and click on mute to unmute yourself.
Chef Susie, can you hear me?
We can. How are you, Edgar?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good, good. Triscapier.
Well, my name is Edgar Mahone. I'm from Barnesville, Georgia. Some of the things, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm an over-the-road trucker. And I'm working with the idea of trying to make fit menus for truck drivers and getting healthier options. Because a lot of times we find ourselves at places like Walmart or produce markets and things like that. And I want to give truckers a healthier alternative to the truck stop food and start my own business as well as a restaurant. It's just a whole bunch of ideas floating through my head.
I think that's a good plan, and just promoting healthy eating for people that are on the road. And I think that not only truckers, I know that when I travel with my husband, we like to drive because we take our dog on vacation, and we're always looking for something a little bit off the beaten path and a little bit healthier. So I think that's a great plan that you have there. Thanks for sharing that with us, Edgar. Okay, hey Mario, you're up on the screen. Can you hear us?
I can.
Hi, what brings you to Escapier?
Just kind of furthering my career.
Okay, good, good. Anything special you like to make?
Thai food,
Thai food. All right. Spicy or not spicy?
hot and spicy.
Spicy. And are you in the culinary program or the baking program?
Culinary.
All right. Well, good, good. Have you, do you have any restaurant experience or is this kind of new to you?
I run a catering company in Denver before.
Okay. All right. So you've got some things going on there. You're putting out some food over there.
I have my food and beverage degree, my culinary management degree, and hospitality degree.
Oh, wow. Well, good, good. We're happy that you're here. Anything you want to share?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thanks a lot. Good to meet you, Mario.
Likewise.
Good, good. All right. Let's move on to, let's see who's next on our screen. Hi, Aquila. Can you hear us? You're unmuted. Are you there? No. Okay. How about Tali? You want to unmute yourself and say hello? Okay, keep in mind, guys, to unmute yourself, you're gonna click on the mute icon on the left-hand side of your screen. It looks like a microphone, and if you just click on that, then the red flash will be on. Okay. All right, let's move on. Well, you guys feel free to jump in. How about Jennifer? You want to say hello?
Me?
Oh, okay.
Again?
I'm sorry I couldn't see you. I thought we had a different Jennifer. Hey, hi there.
All right, I'm here. I'm just doing stuff and listening.
Okay, good, good. Thanks for saying hi again. So we're gonna
Of course.
to Jania, is that how you say your name? Bailey? Yes.
It's pronounced
Hi there.
Janaya.
Hi. How are you?
Hi, my name is Janaya. I'm fine, and yourself? My name is Janaya Bailey. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I mean, as everybody knows, bunch of tourists and nothing but food. I actually love everything about the hospitality food. Food is my passion. I want to start off working in the catering business until I'm able to open my own food business, but I want to be able to bring that New Orleans flavor into a different state. So that's what I want to do.
It sounds wonderful. Thanks for sharing that with us, and we're happy to meet you.
You too.
We have Shannon up. Shannon, you want to say hi?
Yes. Hi, I am Shannon Ramirez. I am from Sulphur, Louisiana. My family just recently bought a winery, so we are turning it into a event center also. And within the next 2 years, we're looking to do catering for weddings or anything that somebody may hold at that winery. So.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. A great place to have a wedding, right? A winery.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's
It's
new
wonderful
for the whole family, so we're excited to start it.
Oh, that's great. So maybe you can do some cooking with some of your wines that you're making as well. Maybe some.
Oh yes, we're gonna try and learn everything there is too, and then like I said, we're gonna try and do catering, for weddings, parties, events that anybody may have. So I'm excited, nervous, but I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, it sounds like an amazing journey. Do you have a special wine that you guys have there that you feature?
Right now we're just we just bought it back in December, so we're actually learning the process of everything. But we have one that's called Sweet Magnolia, which is my personal favorite of all of them. So hopefully it's a white wine. So hopefully it turns out to be a cool adventure. And
wonderful. Yeah, you'll have to share your website with us. So if you have it up or when you get it up, definitely share it with your classmates.
I sure will.
Great, good. Good to meet you. Thanks for sharing your story, Shannon.
Thank you.
Okay, let's kind of move on. We'll say hi to everyone else. And Corey doesn't have a mic, and Corey's been typing some things in the chat. And anyone that hasn't gotten a chance to say hi, please jump in. I see Tiana Cooper. Can you hear us, Tiana? Hey there. Okay, you're unmuted, but I'm not hearing anything from you yet. Is your mic on? Okay, Tiana, we'll come back to you, okay? And how about, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just really so bad at names. YVROSE, Yvrose, is that how you say your name? Okay, hi there. Okay, let's move on. Like I said, anyone that wants to jump in, please feel free to jump in anytime. All right. We see.
I have a question, actually, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
What are we to expect for the new students with this course? I know that your online course is different from most. I also know that you offer more than most colleges do in the initial process for the course period. However, with it being online, what really sticks out to you as being the best feature besides the live video sessions?
I think one of the things that I like most about the program is you will have so much access to your instructors as well as your mentors, and you won't always have that in other schools. And we are just a message or a phone call away. You can schedule private appointments with us via Zoom. If anything is a little bit of a gray area for you, we want you to kind of move on and have a very good basic understanding before you move on to your next assignment or even your next class. So I think that's one of the nice things. Even though we are online, we're still so available to you. And another thing that I really like about the program is your assignments and your competencies, your techniques. You're going to be learning these in your home by yourself with the guidance of your instructors and your mentors, and you will have your hands in everything, and you're going to be learning the technique. And you'll learn not only the technique, you're going to learn, you know, how much it costs for the groceries for the technique, and you're also going to be learning how long it's going to take from start to finish. So it gives you a very good understanding. Sometimes if you're in a ground school, and ground schools are great, but if you're in the ground school, sometimes you do things in a group and you're not really getting, and sometimes there could be someone in the group that kind of takes over the group. If you ever done group projects with someone like that in school, which is great because some people are just really natural born leaders. So could be someone that takes over the project a little bit, and then maybe you're kind of on the wayside a little bit, but you're really learning the whole process yourself. And you're going to have, even though you're online, tons of contact with us, and we are here for you to reach out to. You have your instructors, your mentors, you have the elite, and everything that you need is right here. And we want you to succeed. It's important to us, as important as it is to you. We want you to have a great time here, meet some great people, and do a lot of networking. And keep in mind, we're online, so you're going to be meeting people from all over the world. So it's you're not going to be kind of in one spot, one region. You'll be pretty much everywhere. Does that help you, Jennifer?
It does. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You be sure to let us know if you have any more questions. And we have a hand raised from Jania Bailey. I'm sorry, I'm not so good with names here. I can bake anything, but I'm just not really good with it.
It's okay. I want to know, how does the externship process works?
The externship is, you're going to be doing that at the end of your program. It's going to be 6 weeks long a total of 150 hours. You're required to work 25 hours a week, and you're going to pick your own site. And if you need some help and some guidance, career services we're here to help you and guide you through the process. But ultimately, you're going to pick your own site. We always recommend that you pick a site that's maybe similar to something that you want to do. So you wanted to get into catering, you may want to find a caterer in
I'm
your.
not sure what's going on. I can't.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay. Is it my connection? Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes, Susan.
Yeah, you may have an unstable connection, but I'm not sure if you can still hear me, but definitely reach out to Career Services with any questions that you guys have on your externship. Okay, that's a fun part at the end of the program. John's looking forward to that. Okay, let's say hi to some other folks we haven't said hi to yet. Aquila, can you hear us? You want to say hi? I see you there on my screen. There you are. Hey there.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I don't know what am I supposed to say because I've been having difficulty getting this working.
Okay. Just hello, maybe what are your plans when you're finished?
Well, I have my own catering and bakery business right now, and I'm trying to launch a actual cafe eventually once I get out of the military. So that's been my big plan, and try to heighten my skills a little bit more. I've done a lot of competitions in the culinary world for the military, but haven't done like any truly school training. Everything has been military or home taught.
Chef, you're muted.
Sorry, I muted myself. That sounds like you have a great plan, and I'm impressed with you that you have your own business. So you're going to meet a lot of great people here, and you're going to. It sounds like you have a lot of great skills already, and you're just going to be building upon some of the skills that you have. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Christine raised her hand. Hey, Christine, what's up?
Yeah, I just had a question about what you said about the group projects. Will we have the opportunity to work with anybody else in a group in this program?
You'll be doing your assignments by yourself, but you can definitely collaborate with some of your fellow classmates, and you can communicate privately on the site. So, and a lot of classmates are sharing information, and definitely a great way to expand some of your learning, making some friends and collaborating with your fellow classmates. But the way the program is set up, you'll do your assignments and submit them individually.
Okay, and I had just one other question. Is there any opportunity to maybe go to the Culinary Institute or take, for a short period of time or visit while we're in, or take a short class there? Or is it completely online?
Yeah, this program is completely online, and even though we have the ground schools, we're not offering any. Are you kind of thinking of maybe some side classes at the ground schools?
Yeah, I just thought it might be interesting to get out of my, well, right now I'm completely a novice, but eventually it'd be nice to experience a class in person.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. We don't have any of that embedded in the program, but I believe some of the ground schools, I think the Boulder Ground School does offer some short courses, so I would check on their site. I know that in the past I've seen some short courses. I'm not sure if they're still doing that, but we do have a campus in Boulder and a campus in Austin.
Okay.
That is where we, those campuses are where we hold the graduation ceremonies as well. So when you're finished, you can walk in a graduation ceremony at one of the campuses if you like.
Oh, awesome. That sounds great.
Towards the end, when you're doing your externship, you will receive a formal invitation to walk at one of the ground campuses, and you'll be in graduation with your online students as well as the ground school graduates too. So it's really a cool ceremony. I recommend it.
Okay.
And for your first question, Christine, you actually do wind up doing a little bit of group work in the core classes with Chef Luke and Chef Tyson, where basically, like, so you're in one of the classes, for example, you're designing a menu for a restaurant that you would want to open one day, and then you'll submit that menu to the rest of your classmates in order to take sort of like open feedback and brainstorming and stuff like that. So there will be some, like, as much group work as we can squeeze in, we can. It's just like the actual physical sort of like skills you have to do on your own, because obviously nobody's going to be able to fly out to meet everybody else. You know what I mean? But there is a fair amount of group work done in the core classes, so you'll get to see some of it there.
And we also have the discussion forums a couple of times through our blocks, so that also gives us a chance to jump in there as well and help each other out.
Yeah, that's a great point, Jen. Throughout your classes, you'll have discussion forums, and you'll be given a topic for the week, and then you make your initial post and then respond to some of your fellow classmates. So that's a good way to collaborate as well.
I have a question.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
I'm doing great. I apologize for taking so long to get my mic up. I'm sure, as you all know, it's very difficult to do that when you've got a grabby baby trying to grab every single cord on the table. But I was wanting to inquire about the weekly inventory, as I am living in northwestern Arkansas, and sometimes they don't even know what a pomegranate is, depending on which store you go to.
Understandable. What you'll want to do is check in with your chef instructor, and they can advise you on any ingredients that you're not able to find in your area with any substitute that you would be able to use. So I would definitely check in with them.
All right. I appreciate that information.
You're welcome. So Tally, what are some of your plans when you're finished?
Well, my fiance and I are talking about opening up an internet cafe, but with an actual cafe, not just the computers and everything.
That sounds
And right now we are in a college town. Fort Smith, Arkansas does have the University of Arkansas, along with some smaller colleges like Vista College. But unfortunately, none of them have culinary programs, for one, which is my true passion. And for another, I am in one of those particular positions where it's very difficult for me with a 2-year-old, and as I've already stated, a 10-month-old. And so I was very ecstatic to find this online course I could do from home and work around them. I was so ecstatic.
perfect. What's nice about the program is you can work on it whenever it's convenient for you. Just keep in mind your assignment due dates. You're going to want to meet all your due dates, but the program is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we do have technical support if anyone needs technical support, and they are available from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every single day, and that is Central Time. So keep tech support in mind. And I see, Edgar, you've got your hand up. You got a question, Edgar?
Yes. As I guess Tali asked some of my question, but as far as like the equipment list goes, because as a over-the-road trucker, it's going to be a challenge for me. I have access to 3 electric burners on my truck and a convection oven, but just some of the other things that I may need. Well, we have plenty of time to collect, the tools and equipment that we need.
Definitely. What you can do is contact your chef instructor, and they can let you know when you're going to need certain pieces of equipment. So this way you can stagger your purchases. If you need to buy things, you don't have to buy everything at once. And they may be able to guide you and help you use some things that you have as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, good,
Um,
good.
Just Ed, just to throw something on to tack on to Edgar's topic, I have already made an inquiry about some equipment, and I was actually told by Chef Luke
Okay.
that cast iron is not one of the pieces of equipment that you can use, that you do need aluminum or stainless steel. I was informed of that, so hopefully that helps ask the question in a little bit more detail, because I already asked that one myself.
Good idea.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
And so it's if you ever find yourself in a position where you're like, oh well, I absolutely can't find like one thing. Take a look. Make sure that you're taking a look at the recipes sort of like ahead of time. You don't want to be looking at them right before the due date. And if it's like, oh, I absolutely can't find, you know, like you said, like pomegranates, let your chef instructor know. We're not a recipe based program. And so if there's something in the recipe that you can't figure out, you know, or that you just can't get your hands on, there are workarounds for that. Just let your chef instructor know, and you'll be able to sort of like figure out an alternative recipe that avoids the thing that you don't have. You know what I mean? The only sort of stipulation there is make sure you're giving them enough heads up. That way, like your assignments are going to be due at midnight on Tuesday. If you let them know at like 10 p.m. on Tuesday, they're not going to be able to help you. You know what I mean? So if you give them enough heads up, you'll be able to figure out a workaround where you'll learn the same technique, but you won't have to use the ingredient that you can't get your hands on.
Understandable.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brian. I see Fantasia on my screen. Did you get to say hi yet?
Can you hear me?
We can.
Hi, I'm Fantasia. I am doing the baking and pastry program. I recently, over like the past year or so, I'm going to go back. So in high school, I wanted to be a nurse. That's what I thought I wanted to. And then I found out that I really enjoy baking, like more than anything. So I decided that I wanted to start my own business. And I actually want to bring cupcakes to a food truck because I've never seen it done before. And I think that would be really cool. And I also want to get into wedding cakes and things like that and like expand my horizon. Like I want to end up on the Food Network one day.
Ah, well, good plan. I think that's a great goal. So you're making cupcakes now?
Yes.
All right. So what's your favorite cupcake, or do you have a special cupcake you make?
One of the top two ones that I've learned that people like the most are my banana pudding cupcakes and the lemon blueberry cupcakes.
Those sound pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Seller so far, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Well, good plan with the food truck. I think that's a great idea. And, you know, those are great for everywhere. And you also see those parked outside of weddings in the evening and just special parties and things. So it's a hot topic. I think that's a good plan. Thanks for sharing that with us. And we're happy you're here.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, let's, did anyone that wants to say hello, not say hello yet? I see, I'm sorry if I mess up your name. Is it Yvros, Y-V-R-O-S-E? You want to say hello by unmuting your mic? All right, guys, let me know if oh, there you are. Hey there.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Why?
Good. Welcome to Escapier. We're happy you're here. So, what brings you to Escapier?
Oh, I like to bake for. I have a big church at my church, and I used to cook for the church for a lot of people, and sometimes they have to go to the grocery to buy cake for every month. They have a birthday for each children at the church or somebody or big adult, and I like to do the cake for them. But I want to more advanced than that, more skill. That's why I'm choosing this coffee school.
Ah, well, great. Well, we're happy you're here. And yeah, just let us know what we can do to help you along your way. And thanks for saying hello.
Yes.
All right. Does anyone else have anything to say?
Hey, Chef, I just wanted to, a lot of people were having questions about stuff that they needed. The only thing that I really found, now I don't know about the bake and pastry program, but I was in the culinary program. The only thing that I found that I needed to have were the white plates when you're presenting your for your pictures when you do each week's assignment. And then when I got to the baking part of the program, I needed to get the small ramekins for doing the souffles. And I went and bought a ricer. So when you do your mashed potatoes, you'll need to, really get them broke down fine. You don't need one, but I did go and buy one of those myself. And I was also getting a lot of questions from a couple of the students in the private chat about the externship program on how it works. I know they're going to have plenty of time, but I don't know if you wanted to touch base on that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's great that everyone's thinking about their externship. Super important. You don't want to wait until the very end to decide where you're going to have your externship. Kevin, while you're on, how far in advance did you have your externship lined up?
Month. Yeah, I wasn't out of my first 12 weeks when I had my externship site lined up. You're going to go through Chef Luke, and I can't remember which block it is, but you have to go to a restaurant. You have to look at take a picture of their menu and stuff like that, and you have to write a small paper in regards to, did the decor show what the restaurant was supposed to be? Was the menu Italian? Did you go into that restaurant? There's a bunch of sombreros up, but they're serving meatballs, that kind of thing. And also in there, you also work on your resume. And one of the restaurants that I chose to go to visit was the one that I ended up where I'm actually working at now. So I actually started mine in, I think it was the second block of the core classes is when things. Chef Ryan, isn't it menu by design? Isn't that when you start that?
You do menu by design in 185, but you have to go around and sort of like take pictures of restaurants and stuff. It's like the first discussion point post in 125.
Right. And that right there is when I started mine. And like I said, when I was in my week 3, I started my school in, I think it was October, November when I started. And like I said, right after Christmas break, I had my site locked in. And there was a question about how did I go about doing it? Basically, what I did is I took my resume. I went on to the internet and found the restaurant. I found their webpage, got their email address. I sent them an email address explaining who I was, what I'm doing, and what I'm going to be coming up to with my externship. And I got an interview with the executive chef and the owner, and I brought my resume. I sat down and I actually interviewed with them. I touched base with them a couple times through the program, and then about 2 weeks before the extern was supposed to start, I had I never remember what the word is when you do you have to cook for them.
Your stage.
Stage, yes. I had to do a stage, to see if I was going to be good enough to be in their restaurant. It is a sit-down restaurant. It's a fine dining restaurant, and they gave me a group of ingredients, and they said you can cook whatever you want. It just can't resemble anything on my menu. So I put together a dish, gave it to them, and they said absolutely they'll take me on my externship. I started working at my externship site about 3 weeks before the class actually started. It was right after that interview. And the week before my externship started, I got offered a position to stay on with them. And then I finished my extern and I signed a contract with them.
Awesome. Great
Yeah.
story, Kevin. Keep in mind a few things that Kevin mentioned. You can start your externship before you actually begin that class at the end of the program. Your hours aren't going to count until the class starts, but oftentimes we're hearing that people are starting in their externship sites ahead of time because you get a little comfortable. And oftentimes we're hearing that students are offered jobs. And for the most part, what I'm hearing is employers and managers and chefs are very welcoming to students that are looking for an externship. So please don't be intimidated if you don't have any hands-on experience. That's what you're going there for, and you're going to have some hands-on experience when you're finished. So you'll find a lot of the people are very welcome. Career Services can guide you through this process, and you'll want to decide maybe what you want to do when you're finished. If you don't have an idea, then maybe a place that inspires you. You'll also want to decide if you're going to stay near your home or if you're going to travel for your externship. So start thinking about these things, have a little bit of an idea in mind. Kevin brought up a word that might be new to you, and it's called staging, and that's really a tryout. And he went for a tryout in the kitchen, and it's usually unpaid. Sometimes you stage for the day, or sometimes you make a dish that Kevin made. And chefs are usually looking for your skills, how you work, if you're working neat, clean, organized, and how comfortable you are in the kitchen, and how well you get along with the kitchen staff too. So staging or a tryout isn't anything to be intimidated about. Just go there, be yourself, and show the skills that you've learned. So like I said, Career Services can help guide you through your externship, and please message me as well, because I am going to be in your externship. I am going to be waiting there for you at the end, like, come on, you made it to externship. So it's going to be a fun experience. Does anyone have any other questions? Because we're getting ready to say our goodbye.
I actually have one more question, if you don't mind. I know that we have a block in our schooling that is the farm to table section, but I probably already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And it's directed more towards the elites because they've already dealt with the chef instructors, but do chef instructors usually have a problem before that point of the farm to table if people use ingredients from their own gardens? Like, for example, I actually have a nasturtium plant, and most people are not aware that nasturtium is actually a edible flower. The flowers and the leaves are edible. Some people use them in salads. However, with the soil, well, this is an example of what I was thinking. I noticed we've had several Southern style chef instructors, so I was thinking, would it be an issue if I took the nasturtium leaves, which in the soil they have are kind of bitter like a turnip green? If I use those instead of, the store-bought turnip greens, do you really think chef instructors would have an issue with that before farm to table, or if they'd rather me stick to more the cookie cutter type ingredients?
No, I know exactly what you're saying, and I think that it's going to be perfect. And you'll want to reach out to your chef instructor. And like Ryan pointed out, we're teaching techniques. So if there's something that's not available in the recipe that you can't get, or in your case, something that you would like to use that you're growing yourself. And I think that that's wonderful, and I think that would be inspiring to other students as well. We have a lot of students that are growing a lot of their own things, and we have students that have their own chickens and their own eggs as well. So definitely we encourage the farm to table movement for sure, even before you're in your class. But double check on anything that you're going to change up with your chef instructor. And you'll want to check with them first also in case your assignment looks a little bit different when they open it, so they know what's going on. So we want you to communicate with us a lot. Let us know what you're up to, what your thoughts are, and any substitutions you'd like to make like that, and any challenges or any help that you need. So I want to hear from you and what you're thinking about and what's going on. Does that help you, Tali?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Chef Susie.
Okay, you're welcome.
Chef Susie, one other thing. For those that are in the baking and pastry, it is more toward technique. I have noticed it transgressing over the time. You know, we started out with a certain recipe and now you're given the technique, and as long as you're doing the technique, it doesn't matter which ingredients you're using or which ingredients you're not using. So you're given a lot of creativity room so that you can explore the stuff that you're comfortable with and reach out and grab those new ingredients and try those.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely not, you have to follow this recipe and this recipe only. You just have to follow the techniques.
Exactly. Really good point, Jen. And what your chef instructors are going to tell you too when you start class, if you're making something for your first time and it doesn't turn out exactly how you wanted it, we don't want you to stay up all night remaking and remaking and remaking. We want you to get it in on time. We can assess it. You can work with your chef instructor on any improvements that you need to make. But as long as you're learning the technique, that's what we want you to know when you're here. So always think techniques, and you'll be using recipes, but we're not teaching you recipes, because if you think about it, if we taught you a little book full of recipes, so you're carrying this around from job to job, and you trip on the bus someday and your recipe book falls in a mud puddle, and then that's gone, it's ruined. But the techniques that we're teaching you, you're going to remember these, and you're going to be using them throughout your career and your life, and you're going to be applying them with different ingredients and different recipes. So always think about the technique that you're learning, and you'll be just fine. Okay.
Sorry, Chef Susie. Corey mentioned something about more on presentation. No, you're going to learn the presentation. You're going to learn the technique. You're going to learn plating. I know in the baking, I learned more about the whole wheat kernel than I ever thought there was possible. You're going to get an education out of this. It's not, don't shortchange it because it's an online education. There is so much information that you will get. You will learn tremendous amounts. All I can say. There'll be times you're going to go, man, I don't think I can take another ounce in, but you will. They'll cover everything.
We're going to give you a lot of information, and if it gets to be a little bit much and you need to slow it down and you need us to clear anything up, if it's a gray area for you, let us know, because like I said earlier, we want to clear anything up before you move on to your next assignment or your next class. So let your chefs, let your mentors know, and the lead, they're here to help too. So let us know what's not sitting right with you, and also let us know how you want to expand on things too, if you have some ideas as well. So this is a place where you're going to learn and you're going to be creative too.
I have one question. I know she kind of touched on it, but one of the things I did want to inquire about was plating technique and utilizing space. Is that something that you guys actually teach, or is that something more so off to the side that we more so would have to ask?
We're going to be working with you on plating, and we encourage you to finish your assignments and work on your plating techniques. And plating techniques over time and practice, they are going to improve. As Kevin mentioned, you're going to want to have some white plates to do your presentations on. But this is definitely something that your chefs are going to work with you on, and we're going to do some research with you and get you started on your plating, and as time goes on, you'll see that improve. Does that help you?
Are we being picky about the shape or the size of the plates, or does that really matter as long as the presentation is best to ability?
You're going to want to have a few different size plates. Do you have some white plates that you can work with?
I have a few white plates, but most of them are kind of on the large side. And then thanks to 2-year-old, a lot of my more smaller plates got broken because he'd have a tendency to go, I want to help, and grab a plate that was his size. And it's like, no, crap. clean up in aisle 4.
I know the feeling. As long as you have some basic size plates, like maybe some 9-inch, some 10-inch, and you don't want, you'll be doing some things on platters, but if you have like basic 9 or 10-inch plates, you'll be okay.
All right, thank you.
And remember too, it's more the technique that we're looking for rather than like the actual reality of it. So if you're looking for a size, say like a square plate that you don't own, you could always go to like the dollar store and try to find like plastic square white plates that will serve the purpose of the assignment that cost like $1. And that's really what we're
Funny
looking
that
for.
you mentioned that, because I was actually thinking if my place didn't work, I was going to go to Dollar Tree.
You see, you're already thinking like a chef. That's what we like to see.
Yes, the dollar store. We encourage the dollar store. Definitely, you know, whatever works for you. It doesn't matter the price of it. And dollar store is a great place to buy things. I like to go to Goodwill. There's a couple Goodwill stores by my house. I kind of go in there and cruise through the kitchen section once in a while and see what I can pick up. And actually found some plates from my own set there. So I replaced some of my broken ones when I was there too. So definitely shop around, but I think you'll be okay with the sizes that you have tallied. And do we have any more questions before we say our goodbyes, guys? Uh-oh, I hear crickets. Does that mean it's time to say goodbye?
And if there was a question in the chat room about whether or not we were going to have a live session next week, there's going to be one every Tuesday for the entire time that you're in orientation for anybody who missed that. So it's going to be the same time on Tuesday for the next 6 weeks.
Tiana Cooper is asking what type of knives would we be needing for the course?
You are going to be receiving an initial kit that's going to have a chef knife in it, and then after your 2 weeks, you're going to receive a toolkit, and that's when you'll receive your jackets as well. So we'll be sending you a kit. Does that help you, Tiana?
She says thank you.
Okay, good. Does anyone else have any other questions? And we will be seeing you next week here, same time, same place. And Chef Ryan and I will be here again next week. And like I said, keep in mind week 5 is meet the staff, and week 6 is you're going to meet the entire elite. So you're going to meet the rest of the team. You've already met Jen and Kevin. And thanks so much for joining us, Jen and Kevin. It was great to see you guys. You're ever so helpful. And reach out to them, and they can share their student experiences with you. And I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. And I'm going to do a last call for questions or hellos. Anyone, anything?
Hey, Chef, just a reminder to everybody that Jen and I put our contact info in the chat over there. Write it down. You can access it through the home screen on the site, but if you have it written down already, it just makes it a little bit easier.
Okay, great. Yeah, definitely keep your elite in mind, and they have some firsthand experiences to share with you for sure. And
if y'all do need to find us on the home page, you had the slides up top. You have to wait till it says Meet the Elite, and then there's a little button that you can click on down in the bottom right corner. It took me forever to find it. So it's just in those slides that you see scrolling with the different things.
Yeah, they do.
I understand the headache of trying to figure out the website too, because it's one of those, I'm still trying to figure out, okay, once we get past orientation, where are the buttons for like the cafe and the live chat? Because that's how I actually got to this live chat, is I went back through my orientation course to get to here because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And I'm sitting here going, I hope I'm not late because I'm hunting and pecking over here.
Yeah, you'll definitely, you know, once you become familiar with the site, you'll just be cruising around and you'll become more comfortable. And look under discuss for your forum and your cafe. If you can't find anything, let us know. Keep in mind too, if you're trying to reach the elite and you can't find them, just reach out to your chefs and we'll get you in touch with them too. How's
Thank you, chefs and Elite. Thank you so much. I'm pumped. I can hardly wait for next week.
Yes, we will see you next week, same time, same place, and Chef Ryan and I will be here again next week. So, and we will see you then. And any other questions? You guys want to say goodbye or you want to chat some more? I hear crickets. All right. That means it's time to go. When we get crickets, it means it's time to say goodbye. Thanks so much, everyone, for coming. It was a great live session tonight. Super nice to meet everyone. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and stories with us. And once again, welcome to Escapier. We're happy you're here. We'll see you next week. Be sure to reach out to us if you need anything, okay? All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.